Oh, the deep look inside Loz's crazy brain. How he manages to come up with these weird concepts. Alright. So the object here, okay, is just to assume, that only this price up until this price has been developed, and I want to predict this, and this move in advance.
Say what?
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4 swings. All right, and this one, you know, if I can prove the concept, is 124 pips on the way up, 125 on the way down, almost. Yep, so it's about 250, and then 267 on the way up. So that's 517, and all the way down to here for another 300. So 817 pips. Right, and that's over a period of, it's about 3 weeks. All right. So what I basically done is I took my Fibonacci from swing high to swing low. All right. Now, generally, when there's normally a big wick on either end, if there's a big wick up here as well, I generally go back to default, which is to bring price on my Fibonacci, or bring the Fibonacci back to the price where the candle had closed, right? Because you know, yes, by now, that the last part of the sentiment is the close of the bar. All right. So the last part of the bear bar closed there. All right. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to drag that out, is I'm going to go in reverse. All right. And I'm going to be using this as my kind of guide, so to speak. Alright. So what I've essentially done is I've moved this backwards. Alright, just so I can see what the precursor swing lows were. And first of all, I started off with one precursor swing low, and then one more further backwards. So as we can see, we have 38.2, right, on the scale. Right, so I'm taking it from this swing high down to this swing low, and I wanted to see where the previous swing low measures out to, which is 38.2. Now I wanted to just to see what this one was out of curiosity, and we can see that's a 113. Alright, so I thought, right, okay, so I'm going to take these notes down, and I said to myself, right, how am I going to predict this move? So let's make this a different colour so it stands out. So I said to myself, well, first of all, let's cheat. Let's see what it adds up to. Let's see what the actual move is. Now, where would I be taking it from? Would I be taking it from this swing high to this swing low back to there? Or would I do it from where the actual move came from? Alright, so the first idea in my mind was Fibo. Now, Fibo fits 50. The reciprocal for Fibo for 50% is 200. Although that fits, I have found another number that I wanted to put into play. So I thought, right, okay, let's go back. If we already measured from this swing low to that swing high, and I used the body, then it'd be best to actually go ahead and basically use from the major swing where it stems from, because it pulled down and it pulled back. So that's this area is the location of where this big pull push down came from, if that makes sense, right? So I took it from there to that wick down to there, because it's a new measurement now, and we can see basically it's at 61.8. So if I bring this up a little bit, let's see if it actually makes any difference to our price. And we get a tighter price, I suppose. So 61.8. So I thought, right, how can I get to a 61.8? So I went back to this. The complementary derived ratios, 38.2 is either 1 minus 161.8, which is the 38.2, all right, or 61.82. Yeah? And I thought, oh, okay. So let's try that. So I've marked down on my piece of paper that this would be like 0 or O, right? And then this area down here would be A. Right? And B equals what was that on the notepad we just used? Let's just call it. Let's call it it's shorthand. Complementary derived ratio of 38.2 equals 61.8%. Alright. Okay, we're going to put that. So we're going to put a line. You can put a note just to say it's that. Alright. Alright. Let me just put B in there just for reference. And then we can stick that note up there then. So complementary derived ratio of 38.2 equals 61.8. Alright. Alright. So the next thing I wanted to take a look at was coming back to where we were from a swing high to a swing low, but we're coming back to the body, and we're looking at around about, what's that, 113. So I thought, right, okay, how can I get to C? And I thought, hello, why don't we use this next step? So if we're going back in one to measure 1 forward, and we're going back to measure 2 forward, 1, 2, right? That's 1 and that's 2. So from B to C. So I'm trying to predict what C will be. So 113, the completion zone for that is, guess what? 88.6. Okay, so we go from B to A. Let's just swing that back now. Alright. Now since we're actually on the wicks here, we've got to bring them to the bodies. Alright. And what do we get? We get our 88.6. So our precursor, swing low 2. Oops. Equals 88.6. Right. Right there. Okay. And so this is our precursor swing line. Precursor swing low 1. And we've got our precursor swing low 2. Alright. Okay, so now I want to predict this move here. Now there's two ways I can go about it. First of all, we had, I believe it was 50 from here, right? From the actual wick to body close, well, since there's no wick up there. So we've got 50, right, that I can use. And as I say, the measurement for the reciprocal for that is actually 200. So I'm going to take it from A to B to get to D. Right, D. Okay. So now I'm going to bring this down to A and B. And there, lo and behold, is 200. Alright. The other way I came to that area was to go back to where we started, and that was to take the swing high, the swing low, oh, the other way around. Alright, and I got my 38 too. So basically, if I delete that, can I delete that without deleting anything else? Yep. Right, so I basically went from here to there, and I got my 38 too, and I just moved it back a little bit, and there's my 38 too. Right, let's just move that out of the way. Alright, now I can bring this back to the body as well, so we can see it's 38 too. So right, now I'm thinking, right, 38 too. So the reciprocal for 38 too is actually the 224. Right, 224 or 2.618 extension. So in order to get that number, I have to measure from B to C to get to D. So I bring that down and bring that to there. Alright, and then I basically got to move this up to where the bodies are, and then bring that down to the bodies. So I'm going to do it on one end, I need to do it on the other. Alright, and lo and behold, I get my 224 plus I get my 226, 2.618. Alright. So if we look at these numbers again to see which one was actually better for us, so there's the 224. Let's make sure that that's kind of in line with the close. Yep. And then we'll put that one there as our first, and then we've got this one for 2618. Alright. And then if we went back to the other way, by looking at what was it, 50 ratio, this time the 50 ratio by taking them on the high to the low to give us the 200. The 200 marks it out there, so we get a little bit more out of it. And what I find very interesting is our first marker, 261.8, hits it on the button on this pin high, and the other one, the 50, hits the next pin high to the button as well, and then it hits it again, and it hits it again. Pretty cool, right? Right, so once I've done that, I'm then thinking, right, how am I going to predict this move here? So again, I cheated. I'm basically, what I do when I'm trying to learn like calculus and stuff, or very difficult mathematics, I look at the answers and then see if I can reverse engineer it. So obviously, guess what I did? I found out what the swing was, see how much it actually extended out further below C. Comes down to 113, and I thought, hang on a minute, we just had one of these. We just had A to B down to C gives us 88.6. So therefore, to get to E, we're using is from BC of 88.6 gives us a 113 projection. Oops. What's that? B equals B. So B to C of 88.6 equals, yep, which equals D. Sorry, E. Right. So that's what I come up with. So now I've got to proof it. So what I'm looking for is a big swing with a precursor swing low behind it, but with a higher low. Alright, or a higher price than A from in the past, and then I'm looking for another one with a lower price in the past for swing cursor number 2. So like I could say that one and this one, yeah, will be my major swing, that will be my swing low, and that will be my second swing low. So hopefully that will allow me to predict this move and then subsequent moves after that. But we'll see. How it might need to have some precondition elements in there first of all, to make it kind of warrant, you know, its worthiness. Just out of curiosity, what does this do? This is probably a 1132 as well. Take it down to the body, since it's got 2 big wicks on them. And we've got a 172. So 172 is 78. Alright, so generally this is another thing as well that you'll experience through the Fibonacci Magic Mastery Masterclass, is that any time that you'll have anytime you have a 78.6, you'll have a 127.2 projection. But there's nothing in the book that tells you what happens if there's an extension of 127. Well, logic just says to me, well, you go ahead and you'll target 78.6 on the way down. So you'd swing this one back down, put that back to where it was initially, and then target the 78.6 here. Alright? But instead, with me being me, I'm going to leave it where it is because I don't want to fuddle around with it. I then will go for, basically I'll just add 78.6 to the extension. So there it is there, so I'm going to add 78.6 to that, and then bang, there's your 78.6. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool? What do you reckon? Anyways, I hope I blew your mind there. Let me know what you think.